Hey financial warriors, welcome to the show. Now, analysts predicted that the inflation figure that was released today would be 8.8%, but what was released was actually shocking. It was much higher. The figure was 9.1%, okay? US inflation running at 9.1% year over year, and that is the figure for June 2022. It's the highest level in 40 years since November 1981, the highest since Reagan was in the White House. And I've actually got the report from the Bureau of Labor Statistics here. We're gonna go through this. I'll show you all the different categories. You got gas, you got food, etc., how much they have risen by. Some of this is pretty shocking, and then I think at the end I'll tell you why I think inflation is actually higher than is even stated in this report. But first, if you're upset about inflation, a bit of free money in your pocket could make your day. Well, right now the popular zero commission investing brokerage app Webull is offering 6 free stocks for opening an account and depositing any amount of money. That's right, any amount of money. You could deposit $1 and get this deal. And those 6 stocks could be worth up to $12,600. Luck of the draw, what you get. I think the minimum value is something like $30 or so. So if you want that deal, link is below. Anyway, let's take a look at this report. So we have the month-over-month figure for June 22 is 1.3%, okay? So that's like how much prices have increased in 1 month. And then the year-over-year figure that we have is, like we said, 9.1%. And then they do the old core inflation. If you take out food and energy, you actually get a lower figure of around 6% or 5.9%. But you know what? Why are we even taking out core and energy, food and energy? The core figure is such a scam, in my opinion, because food and energy are like, apart from your rent, food and energy, or your mortgage, food and energy are like the 2 main things that you're actually spending money on in your budget. So I think they just say the core figure to try and sound less than it actually is. And then once you've had a look at that, you can then go down to this table further down here. We'll show this on screen. So you've got the unadjusted 12-month 9.1%. And let's have a look at food. Food at home, grocery store, etc. has risen by 12% year over year, okay, which is insane. But that's not the end of it. Now you've got energy, which is, let's have a look. Energy commodities total 60%, but you've got gas at 59.9%. and fuel oil at 98.5%. That's basically almost 100% increase in the price of fuel oil since last year. Many people out in the country homes, this house included, we heat our homes with fuel oil. So that is an insane increase. Electricity has also gone up quite a lot. And then as you go further down the list, you've got prices of other things such as vehicles. New vehicles increased 11%, but then things like shelter and apparel, etc., they're still increasing, but not in double figures. Now, the White House tried to play down this report by saying that the inflation figures were out of date, citing energy prices decreasing. And, you know, to be fair, gas prices have gone down slightly in July. Okay, I think we were at like $4.93 here, and now we're down to like $4.60 or so in upstate New York. All right, so in the first couple of weeks of July, there has been a slight decrease in gas prices. But to be honest, saying it's out of date, you could say that every month, all right? And sometimes you'd have to say the other way. Prices may have increased in the 2 weeks before it was released since the previous month. So you'd have to say it that way as well. Oh, it's out of date. It's actually gone up. So it's always going to be 2 weeks late, all right? Slightly out of sync. So anyway, we can wait until next month and see. Maybe it'll have gone down slightly when the figures for July are released next month. And did I mention that I think the real inflation rate is actually quite a bit higher than what we are seeing in this latest report from the Bureau of Labor Statistics? You can check out this video on my Dirty Money channel. It's a channel of financial documentaries that I just started a couple of weeks ago. And this explains why the inflation rate right now is actually probably higher than what's being reported. And that's because, to put it in a nutshell for you, since the 80s and the 90s, they actually changed the way that they work out inflation to make it seem like it's lower. You can get a fuller explanation in that video. But there is a website called Shadow Stats run by the economist John Williams, and he tracks the inflation rate using both the 1980 and the 1990 method. And the results are quite shocking. Using the 1990 model, inflation is not 9.1%, but more like 12%. And using the 1980 model, it is over 17%. And remember, that is just for the basket of goods that the Bureau of Labor Statistics thinks that the average person would buy, okay? If you live out here in the countryside and you've got a house that's heated with home heating oil, you're gonna get 100% increase on that, all right? If you're in the city and your house is heated with electricity, maybe you're only seeing a 20% increase in your electricity bill, but if you're buying heating oil, it's probably going up 100% from last year. Like right now, I have been locked into a $300 a month price for it, but that changes later in the summer, and I'm kind of dreading seeing the bill. If it really has increased 100%, then probably I'm gonna see a $600 a month bill for it instead of $300 a month, which is crazy. All right, guys, so that is the video for today. If you want a more in-depth video on inflation, check out Dirty Money. Link for that is on screen right now. Also, don't forget you can get 6 free stocks for signing up and depositing any amount of money with Webull, very popular zero commission investing app. Link for that will be down below. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.